Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. I was thinking about my last video and I was thinking about some of the comments that I said. A lot of it was just me venting. A lot of it was me expressing my hard work of what I do, which is martial arts. Not the expert of it, but it's something that I do nightly. I go places to train for an hour, hour and a half, sometimes 2 hours, sometimes 3 hours, just for the sake of being able to take care of myself. And one thing I kind of stress the realization is we think we're a little bit higher and better than we really are, and we somewhere in the middle. So, for instance, I've done it for a while, but I'm not as fast as I think I am. But I'm faster than what you give me credit for. It's something I work pretty hard for, but we have to, really be mindful of who we are, our strength, our age, our weight, our training, our muscle memory, repetition. One thing I have spent several years doing is training martial arts, and then go to a job and put it into action. I work with a lot of juvenile correction. I did that for about 7 years. Physical takedowns, CPI, SEM, different things, and then you have the training. Then you have your own takedowns, how you take down people, take down children, but they weigh 220, 240, 16, 17, 18, which is basically a grown man when you start physically putting your hands on it. There's when you use your muscles and you use it against stress and strain, there tends to be pain, especially if you do pain compliance, which is a lot of keto stuff that I picked up over the years. And it's just simple stuff. It's the same things I've always used, but it's just it's worked for me. You have your go-to. Usually when there's any type of physical altercation, it's usually three things. It's usually a sucker punch, a full-fledged people are revving up, letting you know, and then just the ones that's quiet and they just go. When you're in the fight, in the situation, you have the adrenaline rushing, the anger if they're very angry, but within 2 minutes you're gonna burn out. You're gonna burn out because you use all your anger and strength and you don't learn to breathe. Martial arts is a breathing thing, it's a breathing cardio. If you can still do what you do but still breathing within the pattern, a lot of people hold their breath when they train. The very thing you need to train is air, oxygen, so you can still maneuver, especially when you do sports like jiu-jitsu. You need oxygen to keep on doing it, and repetition. It's the same with when you're shooting a weapon. You have to have repetition. You have to have muscle memory that what you do in training you can do in stressful situation. And I don't know about you, as much as I have taken down people, I dare to say I've taken down more people than actual police officers have. Because police officers, you have guns, tasers. When you work in juvenile corrections, you have those things, but they want you to use your words and use physical restraints, because they still children, even though which is more dangerous. In my opinion, it's more dangerous because you have kids that's just angry, mad, and they have nothing to lose. They're in the system. They can't get away. So You know, they'll gladly take out their frustration on you, and you have to stay calm, cool, collected. But in realization, they get on your nerves, and however you personally feel, it comes out in the restraint. And you have to kind of catch yourself because one, it's always cameras. Two, you gotta make sure the way you take down a person is not how it is in your head, because you have to take, when you start tussling, then you drop weight, and then their head bounce back off the concrete. You don't take that into account: weight, distribution, size, gravity. Gravity is a huge thing when you go into physical altercations. So I say that to say this. One, if you can avoid the fight, that's the best thing. Two, realistically, you only got one neck, one head, one ears, one eyes, and those things don't grow back. Now you can hit somebody in the stomach and they bounce back, but if you hit somebody in the throat, or you put your hands in their ears and mess with the temple or the temporal bone here, you grind, or you hit the back of the head with an elbow, those are nerve points that will literally can kill you. So, I want to kind of semi-apologize. It is how I really feel deep down. But then when in the calmness of it all, and you think about a lot of things and a lot of ego stuff, a lot of stuff is walk away. You can walk away, but sometimes you just gotta fight. It's just, that's what it is. But self-defense, it's really about safety. It's not about ego. If you want ego, go train at a dojo, wrestle with people, wrestle with your brothers. Those people you can fight with, but for the most part, you're not out here trying to fight and trying to prove how tough. Even when it comes to weapons, you're not trying to prove how tough. And I understand, guns give you a sense of strength. It gives you a sense of, don't mess with me. As men, we're very territorial. We're about, protecting our lair. And, deep down, if, let's say, if your girl was getting bothered by a person and you didn't do anything, and then after the situation, she said, "Oh, it's okay. I'm glad you fight." Deep down, man, that is not. I do not feel like a man right now. So that's something that's built within us. Now, not to the point of let your masculinity put you in jail, but we want to feel a certain type of way, a certain type of toughness. So, it's a fine line about fighting. Fighting is mental. When you start putting in your head and your game plan, you start thinking about maneuvers and what will work. If that person do a left hook, how you block that, then you counter with a punch. Or if they kick you, you grab the leg, sweep the other leg out, go to the ground, side control, then full mount. And then you can get back, chokes or stuff like that. All those things. That's how I think. That's how I think when I see any stranger off the street. I always have a strategy of how to take them down. And I'm not even as fast as I once was. This is just years of me doing this. But still, it's better than, pretending like you know something. And then when you get in a real situation, and most people telegraph, when they do a lot of yelling and this, they're not really ready to fight. Excuse me. They're not really ready to fight. They're just talking. They're talking. When the people are ready to fight, when they start squaring up and their bodies is bladed and their hands go to their side, or you can see their shoulders rising up and their fists ball up, those are people that's ready to fight. And then when you think about ready to fight, in this day and age, it's not the same as it was 30, 40, 50 years ago, when you literally didn't have the cops to do nothing for you except just come when the fight is over. This is a different time where it's a little bit more stability. but that's not everywhere. There's a lot of places where you still gotta fight, just physically, because there's nobody else. There's no law to protect you like it should. So that's just something I wanted to throw out. I ramble a lot, but you know, it goes a lot where it goes into a physical fight. It also messes with you mentally, because you know, I'm not a natural fighter. I grew up in fighting situations, but I didn't grow up like every Thursday, Friday, fight somebody. That just wasn't my lifestyle. But I grew up in a fight. People fought a lot where I was from. Now, I did fight some, but not like professionally. It's not until about 10 years ago, my work required me, I need something more than what they're teaching me. And then I went and got training for myself. And that's how I learned how to fight, how to throw a punch, how to take a punch, how to block a punch, or best, how to counter the weight, how to watch somebody breathing so you can punch them as they exhale, how you watch them, if they hit hard and their shoulders over their body, their weight distribution is gone up and they're light on your feet, you take off your feet. Those things that that's the training that I have done. But, I digress. And one of these days I'm going to do a, how certain things punches. I know my stuff because of my belt rankings, but I feel like there's always better teachers than me. But I need to stop saying that because I know quite a bit. And it's no good just keeping it inside my head. So I need to teach others. I'll work on that and create a series. But be safe out here. All right, have a good one.